Thursday, the 6th of October, and you're listening to the GameGrin GrinCast. I'm your host, Hamiltonius, and joining me this evening are Ace.
Hello.
Cal.
Hello.
And Ubidom.
Hello.
And we may be joined by Dominoid and Vod as the show rolls on. Today we'll be talking special editions of games, ones that come with statues, bonuses, books, things. Are they really worth it in this age of digital downloads? We will go through the ins and outs. But first, the news, as always. And first up, it's the, I suppose, rather disappointing news for some people, that the remastered Call of Duty 4 requires the Infinite Warfare disc in order to play it. For those who are trying to skip out from playing the futuristic shooter, they actually have to chuck in the disc in order to play the game that pretty much everyone actually wants.
And that's how you make some money.
That's how Activision are dicks. But yeah, it was. I expected something stupid like that. Like if you bought Infinite Warfare and then chucked and sent it away, it would probably require a code or something.
Well, it's going to be a code printed on a sheet of paper inside the case, and then, well, as Alex just said, you need it to keep being activated every time you play it with the disc.
It's essentially a full DRM.
Yeah, that's exactly what
it's
I
a
was
disc.
It's DLC eventually, isn't it? That's how they're playing it. You have to have it in order to play it, so it's like DLC. I think the bigger thing I saw today, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen, is that it's 130 gig for both games to be installed.
130?
Wow.
Madness.
Yes, 130 gig.
So anyone with a 500 gig PS4 is free.
Delete everything and enjoy.
I don't know. I mean, to play devil's advocate, it's not like I do that very often. But people are still getting a remastered Call of Duty 4, aren't they? They're still getting a remastered Modern Warfare. Activision didn't have to remaster it. You know.
Yeah. I think it's mostly from, they know for a fact that people are going to... the thing is, it's like with Call of Duty Ghosts, so that sort of tarnished the Call of Duty franchise even more than it already was. And because it's the same developers, Infinity Ward, everyone's like, I don't think people are going to, be... Because the pre-orders are pretty low, apparently. And then they were like, okay, what can we throw in to get people to buy it? Oh, there you are. A remastered copy of the best Call of Duty there. Not the second best Call of Duty.
No, the best one's going to be Infinite Warfare.
No. Looks awful.
I don't think it looks awful.
It's got Jon Snow in it.
I think it's...
it does, doesn't it?
It's going to be passable. It's not going to be like a 2 out of 10 game. It's going to be like a...
Oh, God, no.
It's going to be a fairly decent shooter with a good multiplayer and I suppose, a playable single player. Just doesn't mean it's going to be exceptional.
The one with Kevin Spacey surprised me, so you never know. They should put Kevin Spacey in every Call of Duty. That'll sell.
It seems they seem to be going that way now by
getting the big actors.
In celebrity appearances in big games these days.
Well, yeah, they've had celebrities in the games before, because Call of Duty World at War had Gary Oldman,
Hitler,
and Keith. Not that big of not that big of a celebrity. They had Gary Oldman and Kiefer Sutherland in it.
I guarantee Hitler's more well known than Gary Oldman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's not that big of a celebrity.
I mean, you've got old Joe Stalin and Adolf to contend against.
Yeah. But it's all their likeness now, isn't it? The new one's got the Jon Snow guy's likeness in the game.
I'm not a big fan of that. I think that sort of detracts from your experience.
Well, didn't they have a wizard Jeff Goldblum in last year's Call of Duty as well, or something along those lines?
Oh yeah, the zombie modes. The zombie modes had special guests. So I think Buffy was in one of them as well.
Yeah, there was a supernatural twist, wasn't there? I remember seeing stuff where someone was like a squid or something whizzing around using tentacles and stuff.
I haven't really followed the zombie mode. I know it's gotten ridiculous. The new one's like an 80s fucking stupid throwback or something.
Does it have Bill Murray in it? If it doesn't have Bill Murray, I don't want to know.
Not yet.
Personally,
Yeah, give it time.
I like it when they use the likeness, because you've seen the actors emote in whatever TV show, movies they've been in. So, but by motion capturing their facial expressions, then you're seeing their whole performance rather than just hearing their voice and some artificially rendered expressions.
Yeah, it's fair. I think it might be easier for the actor as well, because we've had like celebrities voice characters in games, and their performances have been a bit shit, to be honest with you. Very, dreary and horrible. But if you get them motion captured and do all the facial little dot things to capture the expressions, they're actually doing proper acting. Yeah, something like that. So it's probably a bit more they're more comfortable with it.
I suppose it's good, as technology moves on. I mean, they did that with LA Noire, and while LA Noire is a fantastic game from a technological standpoint, at times those people's faces did look a bit weird.
Yeah,
like they were overacting a little bit in a lot of cases, but they had to, didn't they, to overact the tell?
Yeah, exactly. That was when they were lying. They sort of looked up through their eyebrows and bit the corner of their mouth, type of thing.
Do that horrible smirk thing.
No one does.
How did you call it LA Noire, and then immediately after calling it LA Noire, call it La Noire?
That's what they called it. That's what they called it in France.
Le Noire.
You got to stop, Ace. You got to stop trying to call me out on the podcast, because I can just go through the edit, find out where you're wrong, and just post it back up again.
Just beep it all out, make it sound like you said some mad racial slurs.
Just do a cassette boy on him.
Done it to you once before, you I can do it again.
All right, behind the scenes.
Yeah, the corrupt workings of the editor of the podcast. Has anyone got anything else to say about the actual, the having to use the Infinite Warfare supposedly to play the remaster?
I think people are just probably making a bit too much of it. I think it'll be like this for sort of 6 months, 12 months, and before you know it, there'll be a standalone download version of it, and everyone will forget everyone's problems.
I think people are bitching the fact that they are the ones who are just buying the game for the remastered Call of Duty 4. They know they're going to buy it, sell Infinite Warfare, redeem COD 4, and just play that. So Activision's like, we're going to have loads of people do that. We're going to lose money, so we're going to stop them from doing it. And it's also pretty much means that if they do any future games, so the next Call of Duty from Treyarch or Sledgehammer, and they do another remastered title, which I hope they do World at War, then that'll be the same thing. It's their new business module. They get more money out of you.
No, it's this. I can't remember if I'm imagining this now, but did I read something like you have to play through X amount of Infinite Warfare story before you have access to Modern Warfare, or is that just something I've imagined? But it sounds like it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility.
No,
that sounds
agree.
That sounds like something Activision could do. I've not
You're
seen
giving them the idea now.
Yeah, you are.
You have to get to level 50 prestige, and then you'll have access to to Modern Warfare.
Alex, you've got to edit that out.
Yeah.
Can't get an idea before we publish.
Don't let that enter the ether.
Yeah, God. I'm sure, with the hordes of bats that Activision have flying around their hellscape, that listening into everyone's conversation, they'll already have some devious plans in motion.
Is that where all those fucking Zubats on Pokemon Go come from?
Exactly. Sent out by Activision to listen to what you're doing, even when your phone's turned off. Speaking of a massive hellscape, I don't know if anyone who regularly visits the GameGrin website happened to stumble across our Pro Evo 2017 review, because the comments down there sure look like a hellscape.
Never read behind the line. Below the line.
Yes, so for those who don't know, and in case you didn't know, GameGrin review games. Who'd have thought? and one of our staff has reviewed Pro Evolution Soccer 2017, and a game which has on Metacritic an average rating of I think 85, 86, thereabouts, and gave it a 5.5 out of 10. Now his reasons were there wasn't much to offer, it was a bit boring to play, it's good enough for PES fans, but maybe FIFA will be better. Its main detractions were things like the licensing, slow gameplay, bad AI.
Wow. I haven't actually gone through all the comments yet. I'm just reading some of them now from
And
the last couple of days.
the first comment that was on there starts off with the very civil and completely warranted, "Are you fucking retarded?" And it sort of goes on from there. Really.
Classic comment.
Say it really poshly, like a gentleman.
Are you fucking retarded?
That was awful.
Yeah, so basically the comments are all just an absolute craze of full of people who obviously followed links through to the review through Metacritic, since a lot of them quote Metacritic when they're doing it. Just to crap on our poor reviewer.
There's a lot of abuse.
There's a lot of it, and I'll put a link in the description on the site so people can see it. But there's all sorts. I mean, pretty much. I got involved just to be like, this is silly. Ace got involved and then laughed at people because they tried to talk to him about football and he didn't care.
I will give a shout out to our reviewer Booters for actually not, shouting back or putting fire to the flame sort of thing. He was very clear in his responses and explaining his reasons behind his review, and he wasn't being all shouty like the people shouting at him.
No, it's just another one of those those things where you see people continually crying out about that publications don't give individual scores anymore. They all toe the line. They all give the same rough score around between if it's a good game, they'll give 7 to 8, and there'll be no personal opinion from the reviewer. And then when someone does have their own personal opinion and it doesn't agree with what their preconceived notions of how good the game is, suddenly it's the worst thing ever, and everyone should be burnt alive for doing it.
I would like to say that the troll, who's very kind to me because he complimented me on last year's PES review and said that I must know football very well. So I'd like to personally thank him, but also say that he's an arse, because why do you have to worry so much about one person's view on a game? That's probably sold upwards of, 1 million copies? Just get over yourself.
PES has not sold 1 million copies. PES has sold 50,000 copies.
50 copies. And 6 of them are at this guy's house.
But for context, PES 2017 so far this week has sold 50 in the UK. This is 50,000 units. FIFA's sold 1.1 million. So
that is a huge difference. I think kind of what we've got here, though, is that it's a perfect storm, isn't it? Because in general, gamers, and let's be honest, we can include ourselves in this, we're quite an entitled bunch. We like what we like, and we're really passionate about the things that we like. And football fans are exactly the same. I'm a Brighton fan. I have to be passionate because I'm going to be disappointed week in, week out. So I've got to really get dedicated to still get excited about it. I think
to those of us
you
who
combine
aren't
those
football,
two things.
Why
you can't be disappointed because Brighton are actually doing quite well.
Well, yeah, but I'm still not completely certain that's real. I think I'm just reading the league table wrong.
It's all because it's the beautiful game.
Yeah, it's like we've got two groups of really passionate people, and we've got the people in the middle of the Venn diagram that are passionate about both. Yeah, they're going to get a bit upset if somebody doesn't like the same thing as them.
And I think, full disclosure, I buy FIFA pretty much every year, and I admit that I'm stupid enough to buy it every year, even if it's crap, but I'll still play it because I like FIFA and I like football. But I don't know whether it's, and it sounds a bit haughty, but whether it's a case of a bit of inferiority complex. Because people who play PES love to walk around and be like, oh, you play FIFA? Ugh, why don't you play Pro Evolution Soccer? It's a much better football simulator.
PES is basically the hipster football game, isn't it?
It's pretty much the same as in PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Well, perhaps not with this generation, but with the previous generation, people went to each other's throats about it.
I think that's always been the case, though, isn't it? Like, since the dawn of gaming, we had like Atari versus ColecoVision and Nintendo versus Sega, and then Microsoft versus Sony. It's like there'll always be that because everyone. Is it almost kind of like, are people trying to convince themselves? Like, I've just spunked 350 quid on a brand new games console, so I want to validate my decision as my console is definitely the best one.
I don't even
What did you go for, Dom?
I actually currently have a PS4 and a Wii U and the PC, so I buck the trend by going with almost everything.
Welcome to the good guys.
And I'm thinking of getting an Xbox One at Christmas, so yeah.
Although,
But for most people who don't waste all their money on consoles...
Although it's a good comparison to say between two sets of consoles, to be fair, like the comparison between FIFA and PES in terms of units sold is probably the same as comparing the Xbox 360 to the Ouya, basically. So, I mean, they're not quite on that same level, and people who play, well, not all of them, obviously, but I mean, I know a few. Well, I know about two guys who play Pro Evolution Soccer, and they're just like, oh, I won't touch FIFA. It's awful. Oh, how dirty.
For context, I'd like to just say, we're not all against PES. We're like. Yes, we agree with Boots' review. He's entitled to his opinion. I played PES at Gamescom. It was a nice game, but my main problem is always to do with the licensing. I like playing with my team. I don't like playing with, what is it, North London Whites or, Merseyside Blues or whoever. It's just something that clicks with me.
To be honest, I think both sides of the argument are wrong. Dino's kick-off revival all the way.
Going back to the comments, someone was saying, and the comparison between PES and FIFA. One of the comments was saying about the fact that they have a FIFA room.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's something you have to sort of take into account, like FIFA.
It does really seem to be two types of people.
Well, I think it's also FIFA is one of those. It's like. I was explaining this to someone on Discord that FIFA is one of those games that people who aren't like hardcore gamers they buy their Xbox, they get FIFA, they get COD, and that's it for them. It's such a phenomenon. It's such a popular thing in like lad culture as well. Everyone just gets FIFA. Yeah, I guess so. But it's just the quintessential game you buy if you're a bloke who likes football. But we also have claims that we've been paid off by EA in the comments, which is nice.
Where's my share of this money?
Yeah.
God, I wish.
Little known fact, the majority of a game's production budget is bribes to sites like ours.
Yeah. Ace just bought himself a new Ferrari. Third one. From his EA blood money.
Yeah, buy FIFA, y'all.
Why y'all? Is it because you're down with the kids?
I just like hearing...
It sounded like a FIFA thing to say.
I think we should just have one week. We should just have a special podcast that is just Ace trying to talk about football.
That wouldn't last long, would it? That wouldn't last long, would it?
Probably not. Probably would not. Speaking of things that might not last that long, Sony PlayStation VR. That's out, or it's being reviewed, rather. I don't know if anyone's...
out to the end of this month.
Yeah, the official UK release date has finally been announced. It's 13th of October, so it's not far off now.
Bloody hell, I thought it was the end of the month.
Has anyone been looking at the reviews out for it?
I haven't read any of the reviews. I've tried it out already. I liked it.
Fair enough. we don't need to do a review anymore. Just review Sony PlayStation VR review by Cal. I liked it.
I liked it.
That's going to be on the box now.
I think, as far as I can see, it's pretty positive across the board for it.
Are you guys gonna get it?
No.
Actually, I wouldn't be so reticent about getting a VR system. But things that there are so many, there are like 3 or 4 different VR systems, and many of them have lots of exclusives. And I'm not just gonna buy PlayStation VR and not play, I don't know, whatever best game there is in Oculus Rift. You know what I mean? It's pretty much the same as in PlayStation and Xbox.
I think the advantage that Sony has with this is the fact that you got the Oculus Rift and you got the Vive that are out, and they're both, the Vive's like £700 and the Oculus is like £600. And on top of that, you need an incredibly powerful PC, a moderately powerful PC to get proper VR on those. But then you've got the PlayStation 4, which is currently the best-selling console out there, and you're going to have people going, ooh, VR, ooh, I'll get that. And it's £350. So it's the cheapest way to get into VR.
Does that mean that in 4 years or 5 years, PlayStation VR, not even 5 years actually, maybe 2, PlayStation VR is going to be handicapped in terms of graphics and performance?
Yeah, but they'll probably do another Pro by then.
Yeah, it probably would be if people were still playing with VR in 4 or 5 years' time.
Yeah. Well,
look at 3D.
I want to believe
3D's still good.
VR won't, and games is literally just a stepping stone into it. What you'll see eventually is VR being used for watching sporting events and watching music events live and stuff. It'll be a bit more of an entertainment thing than just sitting down and being in an alien world and having little floaty things come up in your head and ducking and looking like an idiot and dancing.
Well, no, I do think that VR has some sort of potential, limited potential, but there's something there, okay? And I think that it'll definitely last more than 3D. But the question is, particularly in PlayStation VR, let's say in 2 years it's obsolete, and then you're gonna need a new PlayStation 4 or like PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation, what's the name, Neo, or whatever the name is now. So why would you get a PlayStation VR then?
That's kind of like saying, why would you buy any piece of technology though?
But surely,
why would you buy a phone?
Surely,
why would you buy a TV?
Surely with the Oculus and the Vive, you have to upgrade your hardware, change your RAM discs and your fans and your whatever.
Which you're going to do anyway. But the
I love
Vive
how
is
Dom said RAM discs.
Yeah, but the
Sorry,
but you will do that anyway, and it's not. I just clicked. No, I was going to say that the computer, you're going to upgrade it anyway. You're not necessarily going to upgrade your PlayStation in 2 years. What I'm saying is the Vive is future-proofed, and I'm very sure that now if you have a decent enough PC, your Vive may last like 3-4 years, but then you just change your graphics card or whatever, which you would do anyways, and keep going.
I guarantee you there'll be a new version of the Oculus Rift and the Vive over the next 3 years. There's no way.
Within the next 18 months even.
I mean, for a commercial company, it makes absolutely no sense to make a product future-proof. That's why white goods don't last very long anymore. Just no company makes anything to last.
It's the same.
Lego do.
It's the same with mobile phones. You got mobile phones; they're just getting thinner, more powerful, better screens, and all that. It's going to be the same with VR
and
headsets.
More explosions
and more explosive. So you're going to have VR headsets that are going to be lighter. They're going to come out with some big words saying, "Oh, 15% light," or now has better colors and better contrast on the resolution, or the resolution's higher. And in
memory
2 years'
foam
time,
padding.
Yeah, memory foam padding.
Well,
now
realistic smell-o-vision.
Comes with a groinal attachment.
For that, what kind of VR would you use that?
It's
look at the Japanese market.
No, but still, the Vive or the PlayStation VR is not doing all the work. It's not carrying all the load. It's the PlayStation, the computer. So it's like your money.
I don't know, if you look at what comes in a PlayStation VR box, I think you'll change your mind on that. Like 18 cables in a massive box.
Yeah, it comes with its own separate box that gives it a bit more processing power.
Comes with its own postcode.
So basically, it's the new 32X then.
I think the Pro doesn't need it. The Pro's got it all built in already because it's powerful enough. But if you
that's you still have to use the box. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's nothing to do. Yeah, they never said anything about it, and it turns out you don't have to get a special VR or anything. It's using exactly the same stuff.
I imagine it's just literally like an AV box. You just stick it on top, and it goes in and out. So
Yeah.
it's like into the VR, into the PlayStation VR, into the PlayStation 4, and into your TV.
Yeah, I think you can even bypass your TV because you've got the TV on your eyeballs.
Oh god.
One thing that going back to what Don was saying earlier is kind of quite interesting. I think you might have hit the nail on the head there with the fact that games is kind of almost just a starting point for the entertainment industry as a whole. It might be more important, and I think. I don't know if anybody saw BAFTA have launched a virtual reality advisory group, and they're being kind of very, sort of very canny about this because although there's a few that have come from the world of games and computing, a hell of a lot of them are from film and TV. So clearly that's being looked at as the big thing. So maybe this is just kind of games are like a sideways way of getting this into people's home, and they can go, experience, Iron Maiden's Rock at Rio concert as if you were actually there, but it's sold out, but we can still sell 50,000 extra tickets for virtual.
Yeah, and by next year we'll be watching E3 with our headsets on. There'll be a chance to do that, and you can be in the front row watching announcements of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. I definitely see the companies doing that with
especially
the movie industry.
Talking about movie industry and Assassin's Creed, it's coming out next month. Are we guys going to go to London and watch it?
No, I'll probably just download it.
Yes.
Oh, obviously.
Definitely.
Maybe Dom's probably got a private car taking him there to the event. He sort of steps out on the red carpet.
Me, Eves, and Fassy. We got called Michael Fassbender Fassy. Yeah, we're getting a limo. It's picking me up
for the premiere.
Yeah.
You're gonna go with your hood on. You're gonna go with your Assassin's suit on.
Well, I'd look pretty stupid without a hood on, wouldn't I?
Well,
imagine
we
the
know
faux
that
pas if you
Ubisoft
turned up dressed up like you were from Watch Dogs.
But we know that Ubisoft sent it to you, and it's paying you to wear it.
Oh damn. Is everyone exhausted on VR? Has anyone got any last points to make before we move on to the main topic?
Is anyone planning on getting one?
I'm going to wait.
The PS or just any VR?
Just any in general.
In my opinion, I'm curious to see if any of the modders or the hackers get their hands on the VR, the PlayStation VR, and make it compatible with the PC.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
A bit like they did with the PS4 controller. So if it works on PC, so if they can get the VR headset working on PC, I'd probably be tempted to buy one because it's the cheapest out of the lot.
Some games on VR, very few, but like some games on VR really intrigue me, but they're not like games that I would spend all that money just to play. Like I really love the idea of that game Onward, which is an FPS but in VR, and you have to do things like take the clips off of your body to put them in the gun, and your kit's all attached to you and things like that. And there's some hilarious videos on there of people accidentally shooting each other and things like that. But,
I saw that. I saw a guy drop a grenade by accident, or he sort of pulled the pin by accident on his jacket, and he just blew up. That was funny.
Yeah, but again, I'm not going to spend the hundreds just to play one game. So I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah, I think
the porn though.
Straight to the porn.
A quick note on PlayStation VR. I did have a look. I was planning on getting one, but it sort of passed me by in October, came around pretty fast. And then I was sort of looking at it, and then I realised you buy the headset, that's $350. But then I also need a PlayStation camera, that's another $40. And then I also need 2 Move ones, which is another £70. So it slowly ramps up. And I also need a room bigger than the one I'm sat in to play it in. And I'll need about fucking 8 meters of tray work to put the cable in, otherwise I'll be tripping over it. So it becomes less desirable once you factor in all the realities.
Plus, a lot of VR games aren't cheap.
What I want to...
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know, what piques my interest about VR is how useful in the day-to-day it's going to be. Because, okay, story time. On my birthday, my girlfriend gave me as a present this gun, this laser gun that you put like a sensor on top of the TV, and you can play like shooty games like Time Crisis and House of the Dead, and it's loads of fun for house parties. So like I bring it out like once a month maybe, but beyond that I don't use it because like that's as far as it goes. Now my question is VR going to be something like that, or are you going to be like? Because I don't see myself playing, I don't know, a 60-hour game on VR.
Well, I don't think anyone knows what it is yet because it's not long been out. I think only time will tell what devs do and what the entertainment industry will do.
But that's the thing. Haven't most people, lots of people, reported some sort of headache or dizziness after playing for like 20 minutes, something like that?
It depends on the type of person you're. It's like with certain games with a very small field of view, that gives motion sickness and headaches to people. So it affects everybody differently. But it, like what Ubidum said, I think it's down to the developers, because at the moment a lot of these games are just more like a niche and a showcase. Like with the Batman VR I played, that felt like a really nice showcase and sort of tech demo to show the power of the VR.
Yeah, and PlayStation VR comes with a demo disc of about 12 games from the PlayStation world. So you've got different types of games that you find out which are better, and I imagine they'll have some sort of data that gauges which ones are most popular, and then they'll go from there.
I'm worried it's going to turn like how 3D was. You know, when 3D televisions were a big, massive thing, and everyone was getting 3D TVs, and you had a friend, or you might have known someone who had a 3D TV, and if you checked it out, you saw it. Maybe watch the film for maybe an hour, or watch the film, and you're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And then you don't bobble with it again. And that's it. Sits in the cupboard. The batteries die on the glasses. And then you think, oh yeah, this TV's 3D. It's all about 4K now.
That's it. Until the next thing comes along. Until another gorilla gets killed for stealing a child.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of... It could end up the same as like Rock Band drums and like the Samba de Amigo maracas and the Donkey Kong bongos and stuff.
What in 10 years we'll be trading our VR headsets for £10 at CES?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, but the thing is, with the band things, you say, with the Rock Band stuff, that's really fun when you're having a pie, but a VR headset isn't really that thing you can have a pie, unless you're just sort of taking in turns, and they're all, like I say, they go and goes, oh, that's pretty cool, yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, but
you can't really be in a room with 4 people all wearing their VR headsets and going, oh yeah, man, yeah, it's cool, thanks for inviting me, yeah, but you're in your own little world then.
Also, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that VR, I've only used one kind of VR. I don't quite remember which one it was, but it's not fully immersive, is it? You've got some sort of like black things on the side, yeah? So like when you look at everything you see is not the game. You see some black stripes inside, yeah?
Well, it's pretty in your face, to be fair.
So like if you look with the corner, like on the corner of your eye, do you see part of your screen?
I can't remember now. You have to
does this question make sense?
Sort of like kind of cross your eyes slightly to because it's the 2 images split on your eyes, so you have to kind of cross your eyes slightly. But it's not going to be a full peripheral vision because it's not that perfect yet. Eventually, it'll get to the point where they'll inject something into your eyes, and you'll all have digital displays in the future,
like Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Yeah, just put a needle in your eye, and just won't hurt a bit.
Worth it.
Mm-hmm. Like the iPhone from
special
Futurama.
needle in the eye feature with every order of your VR package.
Yeah, Apple will be the first to do it.
Now with conjunctivitis.
You could say that it comes with the special edition.
Yeah.
Which is our main topic.
Oh, smooth.
Drop the bass.
Pre-order it now.
Yeah, so with that lovely segue that we definitely passed over without making any mention about, the main topic, special editions. Do people still get them? Do people still need them? What's the point in them? Discuss. If anyone's got any prominent examples.
First off, who has what special editions does everyone have?
Go on, Ace. Start with you then.
Let's go with the last one you bought.
Well, I only have two. I have the Fable 3 special edition. It came with a pack of cards and a coin. And my wife has the Assassin's Creed Black Flag special edition, which came with a little statuette of Edward Kenway.
Ooh, it's the iconic Edward Kenway from Ubisoft.
I have the Fallout collection.
No,
the one that comes in the mini nuke. That's pretty cool.
I see that. I got a good one.
That was it was 40 quid for 3 games, so it was good value to start with. But that's probably my favourite one. But I've also got the BioShock special edition that came with a model Big Daddy, and it's like a proper big, heavy pewter model. I really liked that.
What are you watching in the background? Please tell me what you're watching in the background.
It sounds like porn.
I have no idea.
Oh,
if it's not Red Dwarf,
I couldn't listen to a thing you were saying.
Dwarf.
Oh man, it's always nice when people have background music though, like a little intro, like in the WWE or something, while they're talking trash.
FYI, it was apparently James Martin's United Cakes of America.
Okay.
It's just what my wife's watching in the background. Sorry.
It should be Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf is on. It should be Red Dwarf.
Yeah, but that's recording so that I can watch it later without hearing spoilers in the background.
Same.
Well, who hasn't said anything?
You haven't. Go on, you go.
No, let's go down the list and skip over Domino because he jumped in front of everyone. The crafty man. Go on, Cal.
I have. Well, I've got one. Oh, actually, no, I got a couple. Actually, I haven't got any with like figurines. I did get like some bobbleheads. Like I got the Fallout 3 bobblehead and the lunchbox.
Did that come with the game?
Yeah, I bought the game and it came with a lunchbox and a bobblehead. But I collect steelbooks, and I have a habit of if a game comes out and it comes in a steelbook, then I have a habit of maybe paying that little bit extra to get the steelbook version. I did it with with Metal Gear Solid 5. I did it with Batman, which pissed me off because Batman was 55 quid and I couldn't find it anywhere cheaper, so I spent that money. No regrets. And I have a habit of buying them on eBay, like Battlefront. I haven't got Battlefront. Well, I do on PC, but the steelbook was an Amazon pre-order bonus or some bollocks. Went on eBay, bought one off eBay for $5. So I like steelbooks.
What's the appeal? Because that's one thing I genuinely don't get the steelbooks. Just because they don't fit easily into a DVD rack.
I like because a lot of them are sort of got nice designs, and I use them for display. I mostly collect movie steelbooks. I've probably got about 4 or 5 game steelbooks, but I've got about 30 Blu-ray steelbooks of all sort of different favourite movies, and some of them come with really nice art design on it. And I actually get some. I've recently bought some magnet strips off Amazon, and you just stick the magnets on the back of the case, and I put them up on the wall, and it looks nice.
Clever.
Right. I didn't know that Blu-rays came in steelbooks or were available in steelbooks.
Yeah, special movie editions. Like recently, today in fact, because I have a habit of going on I go onto Amazon France, Amazon Germany, all that places, and find different movies in steelbooks. And today I got Aliens 30th Anniversary Edition in steelbook, and Dark Knight Rises steelbook.
Fair enough.
And the Aliens one was from Zavvi. Zavvi sell a lot of steelbooks.
Oh, Zavvi, remember Zavvi?
Yeah,
it was a high street shop.
Yeah, they were awful. But they're pretty good. It's an addiction. Stop me.
Dom, what do you have? Any special edition?
I'm a bit like Cal. I quite like steelbooks. The most recent two, I got the subtly named Uncharted the Nathan Drake Collection Special Edition, probably the longest name of a game ever. And then I got the Uncharted 4 one. My main one with that was that they came with stickers, so I'm a bit of a magpie for stickers. and then two more recent ones were I got the Witcher DLC. I got both packs of that as a special that came with the Gwent cards, but mainly because I wanted CD Projekt Red to have my money because I just thought they're mint. But the two Uncharted ones came with art books, which were try and sell them as if they're these masterpieces of artwork, but you get them, they're an A5 paper, and they're always a bit shit. I wouldn't say I regret it, but I was a bit disappointed with them.
I got those two as well, the Uncharted ones. I really like the Uncharted 4 one, the art design on it.
And it comes full with spoilers, the art book as well, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I was a little annoyed with my... I got the Uncharted Collection Special Edition, and the box it came in was damaged, which kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
We'll skip past Dominoid then. I've already heard his. I've never bought a special edition. Moving on.
Oh my god, respect. I have.
You must have.
Nope.
All right,
Not one.
no, not even like a little pre-order special or whatever it may be. Like your Thief, for example. I know you went digital, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not get any of the gold, those pre-orders with the Ultimate Team bonuses. No.
That's admirable. That's very commendable, Alex. I have ordered special editions twice. Once when I was about 15 or 14 years old, probably about 14 when Tomb Raider Anniversary came out, and I ordered one of the special editions. I don't know. I didn't regret that one because it wasn't a great game, but it was alright. But then the one I really regret, and I have now the figurine in my room, looking at me being like, "Oh, we destroyed the franchise." It's the Tomb Raider reboot. The Tomb Raider reboot, I pre-ordered it with the figurine and everything when I was about 18, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, mistake, huge mistake. I wish I hadn't done that. Now it's a constant reminder of a butchered franchise.
There's always with Tomb Raider with you.
Yeah, any chance you get.
To slander Tomb Raider. It's because it was such a good game, and then fucking please hold on, I need a minute.
I think with more recently, I think some special editions have kind of taken the piss. It's like they've got that Battlefield 1 edition coming out where you get the figurine, but it doesn't include the game. And there's another one as well, I think. I can't remember the name of it, but it said you pay like $130 and you don't even get the game.
Oh yeah, that was Battlefield 1. Yeah, we talked about it last week, didn't we?
Yeah, that is a typical case of a bad special edition.
That's so stupid. But I don't know if it was a mistake. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense at all.
That's some fucking mistake, isn't it? They make a game and they package a fucking special edition. Do you put everything in it? Yeah, I put everything in it. Did you put a game in it? Oh no, I didn't put a game in it.
No, we talked about it a few weeks ago, and it's not the first one that's come with a statue and no game. I think Wolfenstein did it.
Wolfenstein was it? Yeah, that was it.
But I don't get it. I don't remember what it had that made it worth £130. Oh, it's actually 180 or something like that.
I think Dying Light did something where there was it was £35,000, and you had a zombie den or something that it came with.
Yeah, that was it.
I remember seeing a news about it.
It was a shipping container that they'd.
That was it.
They'd modded out.
Can you have training to survive a zombie apocalypse as well? I remember
that was it. You got something. You got like a life-size statue of one of the infected zombies.
Wait, life-size? Jesus. Mate, you better come with a
where the hell are you going to put that?
That was multi-millions, wasn't it, that one?
You better fucking come with a cure for zombiness, otherwise I just don't fucking get it.
There was a Saints Row 4 one as well, which is like the $1 million wop pack or something along those lines, and it actually included plastic surgery.
That was
excuse me?
You had like a Lamborghini or something with it as well.
Yeah, came with a Lamborghini.
Somebody sat and worked it out, and it wasn't worth £1 million. If you just bought these things, they were only worth about 700 grand.
Yeah, it was.
I say only. My favourite one was the. Does anyone remember the Dead Island Riptide special edition, the Zombie Bait edition, that caused so much controversy?
The sexy torso.
What I loved was the fact that they issued a public apology and said, "We're very, very, very sorry about this. We're ever so sorry. Didn't mean to offend anyone. We're really sorry. We shipped it anyway."
Yeah, they didn't remove it. They still sold it, didn't they?
They did.
I don't get it. That was
you can currently buy it for £50 on Amazon.
That was what Dead Island was about. It was about, half naked girls and being zombies. I don't understand what people were so offended.
Well,
the game was about
when
that.
you take away all of the limbs and the face, that's kind of, you could argue that's a little objectifying.
But that's exactly what you could do in the game. Like, the game was about that, pretty much, and it was about, like, a holiday place with really hot people half naked turned into zombies that you could just hack away. Also, like, the protagonists, I remember, were so hot. Apart from one, I don't know.
But when it's in the game, it's kind of a bit more detached. When you've actually got the physical bust there and you can it's a little bit different.
Like I get it, but then, like, I don't know, like...
Jesus Christ.
That's amazing. And that completely went past Vod as well. It was almost like he was agreeing.
What was it? I missed it.
Never mind.
Don't worry.
Good lord.
There's another one I quite liked, not quite so gross. The Total War Warhammer High King edition. Did anybody look at that?
No.
No, apparently not, just me. This it actually comes with a usable pewter dwarfen drinking horn. It was about £100, and it was just like horrendously too expensive, but it's really, really pretty. And you'll like this one, Cal. It's got a steelbook edition.
Oh, I love steelbooks. Although I'm very biggy with them.
My only ever real experience with a special edition was I bought the special director's cut of Reservoir Dogs when I was at university, and it arrived not just without the movie in it, but without the special edition disc in it either. It was just a box with nothing in it.
Amazing.
Wow.
Just the special cover with no discs in it.
You sure you didn't buy box only? Please read description.
From Amazon.
Yeah, please read description. Box only.
Funnily enough, I entered a competition on Twitter a while ago to win a steelbook case for One Piece Burning Blood, and I won it. And I opened it when it came, and there's no disc in it. It's just the box. And then I went back to the tweet, and it does just say, "Win a One Piece Burning Blood steelbook, not steelbook edition."
That's amazing.
Legal loophole.
But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Cal, do you want it
No, I'm good, man. I don't own the game.
for your collection?
I know I'm very picky with my collection. I don't just put any random steelbooks in there. God, it's barbaric. But thank you for the offer.
£20.
No.
£5.
I'll have it for free.
I'll pay you.
Or you'll pay me. Okay. Something tells me you really don't want it.
I don't know where to put it.
I say one thing that does annoy me with certain special editions is when you look on Steam and they're selling the deluxe edition.
Yes.
Continue.
No, he's dead. He's gone.
Me, great story.
Rest in peace.
I love your stories, Carl.
Rip Cal. Does anyone else? And someone finish his story for him.
Have you seen on Steam the deluxe editions?
Yes.
No, I apologize. Sorry about that. Someone entered the room.
Carl, you finish your story.
So you look on Steam and they're selling the digital deluxe edition, and then you look on online and they're selling the same edition, and it's like, oh, you get an art book or you get an album with the game. You get the CD and the but then on Steam it's the same price. You see, includes the original soundtrack. But then if you look on retail, you can get that same edition, maybe for slightly cheaper, and it comes with a physical disc with the soundtrack.
I think that's a standardised thing, though, because if you think about it, on Steam, the company are selling it themselves. So the last thing they want to do is undercut their retail partners, because then they will never buy any stock from them again, because what's the point? They'll always get undercut and they won't sell them.
No, but mention that, I've seen that where they sell you a special edition or like a repack. I've seen that on Steam sales. They'll sell you a repack with like several games, and it's cheaper than the latest game. Does that make sense? So like the discount, only the repack with all the games has a discount, but not the original game.
Seems like we've run out of special edition talk. Have we? Anything else? No?
No.
What does everyone want from them? Because my main thing is...
I don't want any.
Or just, I don't want big fancy figurines because I ain't got the room for it, and sometimes they're not great. Art books
some of them are amazing. Have you seen some of the really bad ones, like the...
Give me stickers.
The Witcher 3. Art books are nice. I don't mind art books.
That's usually sort of the big kicker for me. That actually reminds me, there's a whole bunch of box sets which I'm sat right next to and completely forgot that I have every World of Warcraft special edition, with the exception of the original game. This is actually, I stopped playing Warcraft 2 expansions ago, but because my fiance still plays it, I asked that she would get the special editions for the last 2 versions. She's got no interest in the contents, but I wanted the art books. And the shelf would look lopsided if we didn't.
I think some special editions are really annoying where it's tied only to this edition of the game. Like Ubisoft does. It was the long list of all these editions from Ubisoft. The Uplay edition, the Gold edition, the Special edition, the Collector's edition, the... I don't know.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate came out with 5 different editions. There's the Big Ben edition, Charing Cross edition, Gold edition.
I bought them all. I needed that game 5 times. Well, 4.
Wasn't the Big Ben edition the one where he stood on the Westminster Clock Tower?
Something like that.
That annoyed me just because it's an incorrect use of the term Big Ben. Otherwise, I might have quite liked it. I can't be the only person who got really annoyed by that.
Isn't that one of the main reasons Evolve failed, was that it had so many special editions?
One of the many reasons.
That had so many DLC.
Yeah, there were like 4 or 5 different versions of the editions you could get with different variations of DLC in it.
2 season passes.
That's always an annoying thing when there's sort of like 2 or 3 different versions with different things, and there's no one edition that just has all of the free shit.
Dead or Alive 5, The Last Round, or the Core Fighters, or there's been like 3 versions of Dead or Alive 5. There are 5 different season passes available for it.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, just so you can get all of the digital clothing.
You get those things occasionally as well, where there's a special edition version that's exclusive to a particular retailer, and quite often it's a particular retailer that's only in a particular country. So, like, there'll be a GameStop only edition, and nobody in the UK can possibly buy that.
That's just fucking retailers for you, trying to get more money out of you. It's like recently I've noticed on Gears of War, the new Gears of War coming out, there's a promotion to do of Rockstar, the Rockstar energy drink.
So I saw that in the shop.
Yeah, special packs. If you buy the can of the energy drink, you get, I think you need to collect 2 or 3 or whatever to get codes to unlock in-game items. Dear.
There's one game coming out. You can only get this special thing if you eat at a certain Mexican restaurant in America.
Oh, Taco Bell. Is it Taco Bell?
No, I don't think. I think it's not. It's one of the chains that isn't Taco Bell, so it's not as widespread.
Chipotle.
Wendy's.
Del Taco.
Oh, Del Taco.
It's no wonder they're all
Del
so
Taco.
fat, is
Oh,
it, really?
Was it Los Polos Hermanos?
That's some
Yeah.
great Spanish pronunciation you've got going on there.
I didn't want to say anything.
I have no idea how that would suppose. I've only seen it written.
Pollos hermanos?
Los Polos Hermanos.
Do they ever? I don't think they ever actually say it in the show, do they? You just see it written. They just refer to it as that chicken place all the time.
Pretty sure they do say it.
I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, they're pretty do. Sure they do. There's even a song about it.
Yeah, there's an advert. There's an advert at the start before the credits in one episode.
I stand corrected then.
Why are you
Blue
standing
meth.
up during the podcast?
You get blue meth with it.
I have hemorrhoids. It's I can't sit down for more than 10 minutes. That's going to get taken out of context and put in a blooper reel, isn't it? I wish I hadn't said that. Now.
No, I think it's fine just where it is, to be honest. Had some incredible contributions from you today, Dominoid.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
You've missed me over the last few weeks, haven't you?
Well, yeah.
You've had no editing out of rude words to do.
Yeah. Well, we've got 2 minutes left in the podcast, so I figure why not discuss what would come in the GameGrin special edition, the GameGrin GrinCast special edition box set
Ooh.
of statues of everyone.
No.
A huge wad of money that's just a portion of the kickback that we got from EA.
A remote-controlled Rash wheelchair.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Should we
I'll-
explain that for the benefit of the
No.
listeners?
No, that's an Easter egg for the for the hardcore.
For those who make it this far, of which Rash won't be one.
I'm thinking like some there needs to be something Dizzy related for me, so I'm going to say just like a plush Dizzy.
We'll
I'd,
have the Ubidom toy where you pull the string on his back and he goes, "I love Assassin's Creed."
Transformer stickers for me.
What, just stickers? Why not actually a transformer that looks like you?
Because then I'd turn into a microphone or something, and that'd be stupid.
Alex,
wait, actually,
you could turn
Alex,
into
you
a
can
car.
have a signed Alex Hunter picture.
That'd be kind
surely
of weird.
there's another option to stick Rash in there as a transformer.
I'd have one of those little. I'd include one of those little keychain things. When you push the buttons, it says a different voice. I'll just say random stuff and a really nice voice, and just have that for people.
I think
Talk.
And
I think-
MZ would love it. She would just swimming over it, just mash away at the buttons.
I think a calendar would be included with pictures of all of us half naked.
As firemen.
Season really 6, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty much the same we are, aren't we?
I think that's a good way to get people to not buy the special edition.
Us covered in chocolate syrup.
Can we get a little wind-up MZ that just walks in circles going, the longest journey, Dreamfall chapters.
It's like it's with real gin to mouth action.
You press a button on the back.
Press a button on the back and it makes the sound of jingling ice.
Or actually, could it just be like a bottle of gin in the shape of MZ?
That would good.
The only problem there is you'd have to unscrew her head to drink it, and I'd feel bad about doing that.
I'm sure she'd be very flattered to know that. Oh, that's brought us nicely over the 1 hour mark. Fantastic. Did I promise anyone they could close out today?
I think you promised VOD.
I thought no, Vod did it last week, didn't he?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't.
You should
I
did.
think No, I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
You definitely did.
But I'll close it. Hey, if
No.
nobody wants to close our test, it's fine,
Yeah,
yeah?
just I mean before I'm going to do it, but unless anyone really wants to do it themselves, Apart from Vod, who's done it 2 weeks in a row.
Vod's just really excited to do it.
No? Okay. Go on then, Vod.
No, I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh,
shit! You know what? I forgot to. Oh, I was gonna do it rapping.
You were gonna rap, yeah.
I forgot. Oh, yes. Next week. Oh, I completely forgot. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm such a mess.
You're gonna have to rap now.
You have to do it on the livecast.
No, I'll do it next time.
Oh, you're gonna do livecast.
Oh, it's a livecast next week.
It is the livecast next week.
Damn. Oh, okay, can I? Do we have like in livecast? Do we have an intro music?
Do we have what?
And like an intro music, like we do in the podcast.
We can do it a cappella. We do it a cappella.
Like it can be put in
we could
post.
do that.
Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
All right, let me finish the podcast.
Just finish the podcast.
Let me finish the podcast.
We'll discuss logistics.
Okay. That is the end of this week's GrinCast. Thanks to Ace, Cal, Ubidom, Dominoid, and Vod. And I've been your host, Hamiltonius. And thanks to you, lovely listeners, for sticking with us. Now, for all the little details at the end, and my phone going off, you can find the GrinCast on Twitter at GrinCast, and you can find GameGrin on Twitter at GameGrin. You can always go to www.gamegrin.com to visit all of our articles, reviews, previews, and news about the gaming industry. GameGrin can also be found on Facebook and YouTube. Just search for GameGrin. Also remember to check out Game On magazines, which do great magazines about specific games, and also a film and television mag. And next week, as you may have heard us discussing, is the livecast. Will be live on Twitch, as we are every second week of the month. But until then, thanks for listening, and game on.